Today's top stories at NBR, Kaupapa Māori POWERCO Ngā Mai Rā focuses on serving those living in power poverty. CANNASOUTH is buying out the balance of its joint venture operations. The value of Auckland Airport stock has gained as much as 5.8% today, and there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, a wrap of the day's top business stories from the authority in New Zealand business news since 1970, nbr.co.nz. It's Monday, July the 5th. I'm Paul Brennan. Thank you for joining us. The buyer of an Auckland house previously owned by bankrupt property developer Andrew Montgomery has been left with a huge repair bill after the mortgagee property was stripped of its fixtures and vandalised. When Finn Potter took over the $2.5 million Ponsonby home on June 24th after buying the house with his father, he discovered damage so extensive he's been unable to move in.
All around the house, every window, every door, all stripped with screws in them. So yeah, and then obviously found this as well, the kitchen the way it is. Everything's damaged, the blinds all cut off, the califont cut, no hot water. The marble bench tops and the kitchen island, they're both still here. They've just been smashed up. One of them's in the garden, just in a lot of pieces. Custom blinds for those large windows, they've been smashed out. That's from my brother who's a builder, reckons that'll be a couple thousand. The heat pump, that's taken off the wall, all the wires, pipes cut.
House buyer Finn Potter there. Kaupapa Māori POWERCO Ngā Mai Rā has shut its doors to thousands of new customers to focus on serving those living in power poverty and is doubling down by encouraging consumers who can afford to change retailers to make the switch. But the fledgling company's leader says progress is being made to underpin future growth by negotiating long-term supply deals and forcing feet-dragging industry players to the table to fix energy hardship. Ezra Hirawani joined the NBR's Reweti Koheri.
So we go out every day seeking partnerships of those in different work streams that dedicate themselves to different things that we try to achieve in the industry and really try to weave ourselves and our people into that offering to be able to come out with a full solution to a multifaceted problem, which is power poverty. So we believe that not one company can do it, but a collective or a collection of companies who share the same philosophies and ethos around the issue will be able to do it as one.
Ngā Mai Rā's leader, Ezra Hirawani there. CANNASOUTH is buying out the balance of its joint venture operations, funding the acquisition through a capital raise. In an announcement to the NZX this morning, the medical cannabis company said it had entered into conditional agreements to purchase 50% of its cultivation arm and the final 40% of Midwest Pharmaceutics New Zealand. The CANNASOUTH cultivation deal will see the company purchase joint venture partner Aaron Craig's holding for $3.54 million, while the Midwest deal will cost the company $1.3 million. The value of Auckland Airport stock has gained as much as 5.8% today, likely due to the announcement of an infrastructure fund consortium's unsolicited takeover offer for Sydney Airport. The offer for Sydney Airport has been announced at Australian $8.25, which is a 42% premium to Friday's closing price, but still far below the stock's highs of nearly $9 Australian per share immediately prior to the incidence of COVID-19's effects on air travel. The offer came from a consortium comprised of IFM investors, Q Super and Global Infrastructure Fund, and is now being assessed by the company's board. A month out from a defining shareholder vote, NZ Refining has said it's now the right time for owners to fundamentally change its future from a refinery to an import terminal. Shares in the listed operator of Marsden Point Oil Refinery have so far traded 2 cents up today after shareholder voting materials were released earlier in the day. On August 6th, shareholders will decide whether the company will maintain 60 years of operations as a refiner of crude oil or shift to distributing imported refined fuels under a new name, Channel Infrastructure NZ, at an initial expense of $200 to $220 million over 5 to 6 years, with 240 employees being cut from the current 300-strong workforce. The full details of those stories and more are at nbr.co.nz right now. Tomorrow at NBR, in Margin Call, we list 7 rules when putting your money into income investment funds, while John McDermott's economics column says what people think about inflation really does matter. I'm Paul Brennan. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow around lunchtime for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then again, same time, same place, right here from 5:30 tomorrow for another NBR Today.